one of your hosts with White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest is Samantha. Samantha, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit more about yourself and your background.
Hi, I'm Samantha Putošová, and I'm the owner and founder of Bee Balm Co. We are a manufacturer and retailer of beeswax-based personal care products in 100% compostable packaging. Oh, I'm not sure if you're muted. I can't hear you anymore.
What inspired you to create this brand? I apologize. I muted for 1 second to take a drink of water. What inspired you to create the brand?
Yeah, I founded Bee Balm in 2017 after returning from spending most of a year traveling around the world and scuba diving in various locations. And I was just really struck by how much plastic was floating in our oceans. And so when I returned from my travels, I was really committed to reducing my own use of single-use plastics. And I started with personal care products where single-use plastics are particularly prevalent, but often avoid being in the limelight as a contributor to our plastic waste problem, unlike, plastic shopping bags or plastic water bottles. So this proved really challenging, and I realized that there was an unserved market for a quality, affordable, earth-friendly product in this category. And so I started making my own stuff, and the response to my initial batch of lip balm was really positive, and demand started growing really quickly and organically. And it became clear very quickly that it was going to be more than just a hobby. And so Bee Balm was born. But I really wanted to found it as a mission-driven business. And so when I did found it, I established two founding principles that I still hold the company to today. And the first is to donate 5% of profits annually to pro-pollinator charities. And the second is to be here to educate consumers around the problem with single-use plastics and also the problems that pollinators today are facing and how we can support them.
Awesome. Who is your target audience?
It's really the average consumer. I think something that I really want to do with Bee Balm is follow the example set by brands like Impossible Foods with their Impossible Burger and get in front of the average person who's shopping for a personal care product. Might not be exactly seeking out an eco-friendly option, but they see it and it's accessible and it's affordable, and they realize that it's a really high quality product that offers a great user experience, and they're suddenly willing to make that switch, and also thinking a little bit more about the choices that they make and the power of the choices that they make in their everyday routines.
That's great. I know you touched on it a little bit. What makes you different or better than your competitors?
Sure. So there certainly are other products in paperboard packaging out there, but if you think about going to your average grocery store or pharmacy in the personal care aisle, there really isn't anything. And that's my goal, is to get in there in front of the average everyday shopper. I'd say the other big thing that distinguishes Bee Balm is our mission-driven aspect. So our commitment to donate 5% annually to pro-pollinator charities every year, and also to do a lot of education and storytelling about the brand, about the problem with single-use plastics, but doing that in a really constructive way that doesn't come with any of that sometimes shaming that comes with messaging from environmental brands.
Great. What are your best-selling products?
Right. So currently our lineup consists of 11 botanically inspired lip balm flavors. So we're mostly just doing the lip balm right now. And our current best sellers are lemon lavender and cedar vanilla and grapefruit cardamom. So all of these are really like fresh, botanically inspired flavors. I've worked in the spice industry, so they're inspired by some of my favorite spices and flavors. And so those have been our best selling for some years now.
Awesome. That's great. What are some successful activities you've done to promote the brand?
So in terms of like formal marketing strategies, I would say we're really just dipping our toes in that for now. About a year ago, I hired a social media assistant. She's really wonderful, and she does all of our Instagram postings. So of course we highlight the products there, but a big part of that is the storytelling and educational aspect, and she does a really good job fulfilling that aspect of the brand. And that's been slowly gaining some traction, and just doing a good job sort of representing the brand as more than just selling products, but wanting to get that messaging across. Oh, you're still muted.
I did it again. I haven't done that in a long time. So most of our listeners are entrepreneurs like yourself and have e-commerce brands. What are some challenges that you faced in the past few years, and how are we able to overcome them?
Sure. So I think when you have a mission-driven and particularly an environmentally focused brand, there's always a tension between growing and scaling your business and commitment to your founding values. So that's certainly something I've faced as I've tried to scale up my production, scale up distribution. it's been challenging to continue to make sure that I'm trying to be thoughtful and conscious about reducing waste at every stage of the process, which is something I'm really committed to. So, there's certainly times when I've had to make concessions in certain places. Buying things in bulk, it's going to come in big plastic drums. If you buy a pallet of something, the standard practice is to shrink wrap it. So until I have a little bit more buying power and negotiating power with some of these larger distributors and things that I'm trying to work with, sometimes you have to say, okay, this is how it's done. It's more important that I can get my product in front of people for right now, and figure out later how I can tweak these processes as I grow.
Awesome. Are you in retail as well?
Yeah, my business is actually mostly wholesale. So
Um,
because I want to, there is some inherent waste that comes with e-commerce. So I do have my website, beebalmco.com, but I do sell at about 90 retail locations
okay,
across the
great.
US.
Okay, awesome. What is your future plan with yourself and Bee Balm?
Yeah, it's a really exciting year for Bee Balm. I'm really trying to streamline operations this year and also elevate the brand. So I just finished working with a branding agency on elevating the logo and sort of whole brand package, and now I'm working on actually printing right on the tubes for the next round, which is going to be really cool, and also reduce some waste. And those are going to be produced and printed domestically, which is also super cool. And all of this is to set the stage to be able to get into some mid-size retail chains like Whole Foods. I would love to sell there, Trader Joe's, and securing spots on those shelves is one of my goals by 2025. And then looking further out, I'd love to develop a wider selection of products. I've been toying with some recipes for like a baby diaper balm, deodorants, that sort of thing, all in compostable packaging, and be able to grow that brand offering.
Great. What is some advice you could give aspiring entrepreneurs looking to start an e-commerce brand?
I would say anytime you're setting up, whether it's a supply chain or an e-commerce site or a system that you're using, is to sort of really think 2 steps ahead and stress test it. This solution might fit for you now, but does it fit for me, if my sales double or when they 10x or when they 100x? And sometimes the answer is no, and that's okay. And you have to start kind of at a smaller scale that's affordable and accessible to you. But having a plan for how you're going to level up that system, or sometimes even investing a little bit early so that you're set up with that system, I think is really important, because the momentum that you start to gain makes it difficult to change systems and change producers and change suppliers. So that was something that I really considered when I set up and looked at my suppliers and supply chains, is like, how can these grow with me?
Awesome. That's amazing. Good advice. It makes total sense. Samantha, is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you want our viewers and listeners to know about yourself and the brand?
I don't know. I think I'm just really excited about where the brand's heading this year. I think we want to be able to compete with some of the larger brand names and some of the conventional products that are out there. So definitely, I would encourage people to follow us on Instagram. It's Bee Balm Co, and our website is beebalmco.com. And keep an eye out for new products and the branding that's coming out. And I'm also starting to offer a curated selection of related products on the website from brands that we know and trust, that are plastic-free and mission-driven and really resonate with our values.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the White Pod and learning more about Bee Balm and yourself. And thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.